Hello, 7Es, receiving students and teachers. Thank you. You may sit down. All right. 7Es and receiving students. Our lesson for today is on solving equations, lesson number 103. All right. In today's lesson, we are going to be solving equations. All right. Let's look at one example of a problem in which you are going to solve. All right, it reads, Esau thinks of a number, okay? Receiving students and 7Es. Esau thinks of a number, all right? That number, we don't know. Okay, he subtracts that number by 3, or he subtracts 3. His answer is 12. What was the number that he thought of? Okay, 7Es and receiving students. Here we have a problem. All right. Esau thinks of a number. Okay. He subtracts 3. His answer is 12. What was the number he thought of? Okay, we'll have receiving students. Can you give your answer? Okay. Policiela, can you tell us the answer?
15.
Okay, good. Thank you, Policiela. Okay, Policiela says 15. Now, who can tell me how did you get 15? Or who can come up to the board and show your working out on the board and see how did you get 15? Receiving students, if you can go up to the board and show your working out. If your answer is 15, how did you get 15? Okay, Daisy? All right, Daisy. Okay, that's Daisy's working out. Who else? Does anyone else want to come up and write his or her working out on the board? This is Daisy's working out here. Oh, everyone agrees with Daisy's working out. All right, Emmanuel? Okay, thank you, Emmanuel. Okay, let's go through our answer. All right, remember the problem. Okay, the problem reads, Esau thinks of a number. All right, and that number we do not know. So, if we do not know that number, we are going to represent that number with a what? A letter, okay? A letter or a pronumeral. So let's say, let that number be n, okay? So it says the unknown quantity is the number Esau started with. So let that be n. So he started with that number, we say n, all right? Now remember, he subtracts that number, he subtracts 3. So n minus what? 3. N minus 3, okay? And his answer is? 12. His answer is 12. So n minus 3 is equal to 12. So firstly, this is what you are going to do when you want to solve an equation. 7Es and receiving students. Number one, construct an expression which is n minus 3. That unknown number that Esau thought of, and then he subtract that number by 3. Can you see? Okay, n minus 3. Now number two, the second step, form an equation. When you say an equation, you have an equal sign with the value. N minus 3 is equal to 12. So here Esau thought of that number, unknown number, he subtracted by 3, and then his answer was 12. And then number 3, you solve the equation. So what Emmanuel did, n minus 3 is equal to 12. Okay, remember, this is correct, but don't forget, you must show also how you remove the 3, yeah? N minus 3, so you can say n minus 3, what? Receiving students? N minus 3 plus 3 is equal to 12 plus 3. Remember, you are trying to remove the 3, okay? So on both sides, you are going to add 3 on both sides. You plus 3 here, and you plus 3 on that side. See? That's how we got n is equal to 12 plus 3. So n minus 3 plus 3, you cross off this. Okay, so you have n on its own. So n is equal to 12 plus 3 is equal to 15. Remember in our previous lesson, this is what we did, all right? So Esau thought of 15. So 15 minus 3 is equal to 12. You can confirm your answer. Is that clear, 7Es and receiving students? All right, let's just go through. Okay, n equals 12 plus 3, n is equal to 15. All right, some main points when you want to solve equations, when you are trying to solve equations, receiving students and 7Es. To find the value of a quantity, firstly, number one, let a symbol stand for the unknown quantity. Okay, that's number one. Number two, construct an expression using that symbol. So here it says, okay, the first point, let a symbol stand for the unknown quantity. That's n. Esau thought of that number, so he replaced it by using n. Okay, number two, the second step, you construct an expression using that symbol. So n minus 3. John, n minus 3. Using that symbol, you form an expression. Okay, finished. Let's go to the third point. Now then you form an equation from that expression. So here we come to the equation. N minus 3 is equal to 12. And then last of all, what do? You solve the equation to find the value. So this is when you solve the equation here. So these are the steps. So when you are solving an equation, solving equations, you must follow the steps on how to solve equations. Okay, if you want to find the value of an unknown quantity. Okay, we finished? Receiving students and 7Es. All right, I'd like you to do this activity here. Okay. Number 1, Matthias thinks of a number. Okay, 7Es and receiving students. He doubles it and the answer is 18. What was that number? All right. 7Es and receiving students again. Matthias thinks of a number. He doubles it and the answer is 18. What was that number? Right, I'd like you to go through this exercise, this question with your friends. And remember, you are solving an equation here. You're trying to find an unknown quantity. All right, you're trying to find an unknown quantity or a number. Remember to follow this, follow the rules or the steps. Anyone finished? Okay. Matthias thinks of that number. You can, firstly, when you want to solve an equation, what will be that that number. You have to replace that number with a letter. You can say N or you can use X. Okay? And then he doubles that number. What does double mean? He doubles it. He doubles that number. Okay? Firstly, you form that expression. Number 2, and then you form an equation. His answer is 18. So he doubles that number and then his answer is 18. And then you solve that equation. So you double it. So you can say n plus n. Remember, you double it, yeah? Then n,
Still the same, 9.
yeah, n plus n is equal to 18. And then n plus n is 2n. 2n is equal to 18. And then you solve it by what? Dividing 2 by 2. Okay, we are going to correct our exercise 1.
Can you explain this one? Is it a bit confusing? No.
Okay, double. You can say, okay, Matthias thinks of that number. You can say D, yeah? Okay, he doubles that number. When you double a number, what do? You can add. So double that number and D plus what? D. You think? So here is your expression. So you can say D plus D is equal to 18. Okay, you form your equation, and then here you can say D plus D is 2D is equal to 18. And then you solve the equation. Divide by 2, divide by 2, D is equal to 9. Yeah, this is correct, but Matthias thinks of a number, doubles it, and then says 18. Okay, you can say
18 divided by 2. More, 18 divided by 2.
you can say what? No.
2n equals to 18.
Yeah, and then you divide this by 2,
N is
divide by
equals to
this
9
by
plus
2,
9.
and then n is equal to
18.
n is 9.
9.
And then you divide this by 2, yeah, I think, to remove the 2. So you divide 2 on both sides. Then you leave n is equal to 9. But this one,
N is equal to
why did you put this one, 9 plus 9?
2n is equal to 1n is equal to 2n.
No, okay, this one now.
9 plus 9.
No, this one here, you are going to, in order to find the value, 2n is equal to 18, you are going to divide. You'll divide by 2. So you divide,
2 into 18.
you're going to divide like this. 2, n is equal to 9. Just like that, n.
Oh, thank you.
That's how you work it out. Yeah. Okay, n times n. Oh no.
N plus n.
No.
N plus n.
You can say n plus n. N plus n. You double it.
Then 2n equals 18.
Because otherwise n plus n and n squared. So if you can also write 2 times n. You double m n. That's if you are timesing, but here you can plus n plus n. Okay, let me check. Okay. 7 is receiving students. We'll correct our answer now. All right, we'll correct our answer. All right. There are 2 ways in which you can get your answer. Okay? All right. Anyone who'd like to come to the board and write their answer or give the answer? Receiving students, 7 is. Okay, remember the steps. Okay, Matthias is thinking of a number, he thinks of a number, he doubles it, and then the answer is 18. What is his number? Okay, receiving students, you can go up to the board and write your answer. Or any 70s, would you like to come to the board? Anyone? If not, then we'll just correct our answer here on the board. Okay, Donald? Okay, thank you, Donald. All right, 70s and receiving students. Okay, let's see, where is Donald's answer? Okay, 70s and receiving students, is there anything wrong here with his working out? Anything wrong here, class? Yes or no? Okay, you're saying no. That means his working out is correct. Okay, let's go through his working out together, okay? 70s and receiving students. All right, first step, all right, you are to form an expression, okay? Form an expression. Now, has he done that? When you form an expression, remember, okay, the problem reads, Matthias thinks of a number. So that number, let that number be n, or you can, if some of you use x, that's still okay. All right. So here I'm going to use, let's use n. Now he doubles it, all right? He doubles that number. Okay, so this is what Donald came up with, but he already put his equal sign, he formed an equation already, yeah. So remember, firstly, you form an expression. You can say n plus n, or x plus x. Okay, Matthias thinks of a number and he doubles it. Class, 70s and receiving students, are you with me? Okay, here we form an expression. Okay, now you form an equation. And this is what he's already done that. N plus n is equal to 18. Matthias thinks of a number, he doubles it, and the answer is 18. Is that clear? So n plus n is equal to 18. Now the next step, what are we going to do? We are going to add the n's, okay, like terms. N plus n is 2n is equal to 18. All right? Now, what are we going to do next, class? Okay, you are going to divide on both sides. Divide on both sides to remove the 2. Remove the 2. So we are going to divide 2 on both sides. Now here, Donald, he put 18 over 2n. Is it correct? Okay. We are going to divide 2 on both sides. 2 over 2, 18 divided by 2. Can you see? Now we are going to cancel the 2's. Cancel the 2, so n. So here we cancel remove the 2, so I'm left with n. Can you see? N. So 18 divided by 2 is 9. N is equal to 9. So the value of n is equal to 9. Now here, we cannot find the value of n here. All right? Donald? So when you want to confirm now, you can say 9 plus 9 is equal to 18. All right. Okay, 70s and receiving students, using this, all right, make sure you follow the correct steps. Here you are dividing 2 over 2, 2 divided by 2, 18 divided by 2. So you remove the 2, you can have n is equal to 9. Or the other one is, the other working out, you could say 2 times n, where you double n, you double it. So 2 times n is equal to 18, and then you have 2n is equal to 18, and you do the same thing. Divide by 2, divide by 2, n is equal to 9. Okay, 70s and receiving students. All right, just for this question here, because they are, okay, here it says Matthias thinks of a number, doubles it, and let's say the result is 18. So what was the number? So your answer would be 9, or the number would be 9, all right? So the result is 18, but your number is 9 that you are looking for. All right, thank you, 70s and receiving students. Just for your homework, I'd like you to copy this one down quickly for your homework, receiving students and 70s. A, B, and C. I'd like you to solve these equations to find the value of x. Okay, please copy these ones down quickly. You also have this exercise in your workbook, page 61, receiving students. You're going to do A, B, and C for your homework. Okay, let's just go through our summary together, class. Okay, remember, when you want to find, okay, class, when you want to find the value of an unknown quantity, you must remember the following steps. Okay, let a symbol stand for the unknown quantity, n, all right, or x, and then you construct an expression, 2 times n, and then you construct an expression using that symbol. 2 times n is equal to 18. After that, form an equation, and then you solve the equation to find the value. Okay, please, receiving students, if you have questions, you can ask your teachers later. On this, also 7Es, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to come and see me. All right, our key phrase for today's lesson, solving equations. And in our next lesson, class, you're going to be looking at lesson number 104, expanding brackets. Thank you very much for your participation, class, 70s and receiving students. Okay, thank you. 7 is.